Hi, Aslo Recaps here. Today I'm going to explain science fiction monster film called Pacific Rim. Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notification in less than 5 seconds. You got it? Alright, click the like button too and let's get started. Kaiju, enormous alien creatures, start attacking coastal towns in 2013 after emerging from the breach, an interdimensional portal at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean. As a result, humanity creates enormous robots called Jaegers that are co-piloted by 2 or more people who have formed a mental connection through a procedure called drifting in order to share the strain of operating the machine. The American Jaeger Gypsy Danger, piloted by brothers Yancey and Raleigh Beckett in 2020, is used to protect Anchorage from a Category 3 kaiju known as Knifehead. Knifehead badly damages Gypsy and kills Yancey. Before passing out, Raleigh dispatches Knifehead and flies Gypsy by herself to land. Raleigh leaves the Jaeger program after losing his sibling and experiencing the strain of flying alone. 5 years later, with kaiju attacks becoming more frequent and Jaegers being destroyed faster than they are being constructed, world leaders decide to stop financing the Jaeger program and replace it with coastal defense walls. The walls are soon shown to be useless. Marshal Stacker Pentecost is in charge of the relocation of the remaining Jaegers to Hong Kong. Despite past failures, he intends to try to destroy the breach with a tactical nuclear weapon. Pentecost approaches Raleigh, who is currently employed building walls, about joining the project. Raleigh meets Mako Mori, the head of the Jaeger Restoration Program and Pentecost's adopted daughter, at the Hong Kong headquarters, the Shattered Dome. 4 Jaegers are still in service: the upgraded Gypsy Danger, the Russian Cherno Alpha, the Chinese Crimson Typhoon, and the Australian Striker Eureka, flown by father and son Herc and Chuck Hansen. Raleigh engages in tryouts to find a new co-pilot and finds Mako to be drift-compatible. A kaiju assault on Tokyo causes Mako to become disoriented during their first test, almost activating Gypsy's energy cannon as a result. Raleigh loses alignment as a result of experiencing Yancey's death again. As a consequence, Mako is grounded for Pentecost. Newton Geisler and Hermann Gottlieb are consulted by Pentecost as kaiju authorities. Hermann asserts that even though the breach will stabilize and the number of kaiju will rise, it will still enable the attack to be successful. Newton, against Pentecost's advice, drifts with a kaiju's consciousness to learn more about them and comes to the conclusion that kaiju are bioweapons created by aliens in order to colonize Earth. Pentecost gives Newton the task of locating black market trader Hannibal Chow in order to buy a second kaiju brain for drifting. Since drifting is a two-way communication channel, Newton understands that the kaiju hive mind has gained access to his brain, and the 2 newest kaiju to appear, Leatherback and Odachi, are simultaneously sent to locate him in Hong Kong. All Jaegers, with the exception of Gypsy Danger, are sent to intercede. While Leatherback disables Striker Eureka with an EMP blast and also hurts Herc, the kaijus obliterate Crimson Typhoon and Cherno Alpha. Pentecost dispatches the nuclear-powered Gypsy Danger to assist as the sole analog Jaeger. Gypsy triumphs over Odachi and Leatherback. When they arrive to collect Otachi's secondary brain, Newton and Hannibal find out she is expecting. Before choking on its own umbilical cord, the baby kaiju erupts and eats Hannibal. Newton and Hermann follow the baby's consciousness as it drifts, learning that the breach only opens when a kaiju's DNA is present. Pentecost tells Raleigh that he has been unable to operate a Jaeger since he piloted a first-generation Jaeger by himself to save a juvenile Mako and is now dying of radiation poisoning. Gypsy and the repaired Striker, driven by Pentecost and Chuck, start their attack when 2 new kaiju are seen guarding the breach. When the Jaegers approach the breach, the kaiju assault them along with a brand new Category 5 kaiju named Slattern, leaving Striker injured. Gypsy kills Slattern while Pentecost and Chuck sacrifice themselves along with Striker, and Gypsy rides its body into the breach. Raleigh removes Mako from Gypsy, causes the nuclear reactor core to self-destruct, and then leaves the vehicle before it blows up and closes the breach. In the Pacific Ocean, Raleigh and Mako's escape pods come to the surface. As rescue helicopters land, they hug. And that was how the movie ended.